Got with this girl I heard was just unpredictable, in all aspects. Great sex, weird in regular settings but again great sex. She got mad my sister came over to babysit my dogs and stabbed me in the shoulder with a fork. Today in B-Town Reddit stories. Redditors, what is the horniest thing you've done and regret doing? A friend knew this girl was crazy when he met her out, but he said he was horny and she was attractive, went to her house and did the deed. The one-night stand resulted in her being pregnant. He moved in with her to help with baby. Then moved out and tried to do 50-50 custody because she wanted to be in a sexual relationship with him and was still crazy. She moves 2 hours away, so he just moved up to that area to be around his child. One day he gets a call from the police saying that she had been taken to a mental institutional and for him to pick his kid up from daycare. She now visits the baby once a week with supervision. This all happened in the span of 1 year, all because he was super horny. Edit: there's a large amount of comments saying I'm lucky to be gay. More than I thought. Got a text from a woman I'd been talking to and had hooked up with a few times. This was at around 12 a.m. and she wanted me to come over for some fun. We were both 21-year/0 students at the time, and so she was living in kind of a super sketchy student neighborhood about an hour walk away on the other side of the city. A right-thinking person would have said no, but horny me wanted some action. I didn't have my car at uni at the time, so I threw on my coat and told her I'd be there as soon as I could. Basically jogged there. She knew I didn't know her exact house, so she told me to text her when I got on her street and she'd come and grab me. Arrived. Texted. No reply. She'd gone and fallen asleep. After about 15 minutes of trying to call and text her, I just sent her one saying I guess she'd fallen asleep and I'd be walking home. Anyway, I mentioned this was a super sketchy neighborhood. On the way home, I got mugged and stabbed in my waist/hip and hand. Luckily, I didn't have my cards or much money on me, so all they got was my favorite wallet and like 15 pounds in cash and my crappy phone that was due for renewal anyway. So yeah, my horniness landed me stranded with 2 knife wounds late at night in an unfamiliar part of the city. Minus my phone and wallet. Fun times. Reply. Similar thing happened to my roommate, but he was drunk and had lost his phone and wallet at a party before walking to the girl's house. When he got mugged down the street from her house, the guy actually felt bad for him and drove him back across the city to our apartment. When he dropped him off, he said, "You're lucky you lost your shit. I was mugging you but then felt like I needed to do my good deed for the day." Left my own birthday party when I was 13 to shower masturbate. Just up and told my friends in the midst of everything that I suddenly needed a shower and left them to fend for themselves in my house. Reply. They 100% thought you shat yourself. On Omegle doing Omegle things. Come across this really hot chick. She was already half naked from the waist down. I'm assuming she was in another chat with another guy and he busted and got off. At this point in time, I was just chilling. Just talking to random people and having a few laughs. But this chick comes on and I'm like, duck it. She tells me she wants to see my D and watch me jerk. I politely oblige, and after a few minutes of us dirty talking and watching each other masturbate, she asks me what kind of toothpaste I have. Colgate Optic White. Why? Go get it and jerk off with it. I think it's hot as fuck. Sure. As soon as I start rubbing it in and get my D lathered with the toothpaste, she starts laughing and disconnects. Within a few seconds, I realized what was going on. She was going from chat to chat convincing guys to do this and then leaving them with not only blue balls, but a burning cock as well. Reply. Holy fucking shit, this happened to me too. I shit you not, this hot blonde came on the exact same way, half naked, seemed down to clown, and then the toothpaste thing and boom, disconnects. I never felt more disgusting in my life. I was working at a movie theater when I was 16. I can't remember the movie, but it had an awesome nude scene. So on a weekday I was an opening usher. No one usually came in until the evening. I went in the first screening of said movie and stood there with my broom in one hand and dick in the other. I busted a nut in the middle of the theater and then tried to use my broom to sweep it up. I was so dumb. In hot tub with girlfriend. She's on my lap and I'm nuts deep in her, swimsuit still on. Her mom comes out for a chat and I nut into my girlfriend while looking her mom in the eye. Reply. Asserting dominance. There's a story similar to this from many years ago where some dude was having sex in the spooning position under some blankets with his girl. Then his mom enters his room to ask him something. He nuts while looking his mom in the eye to answer her question. He kept his poker face on though, so from his mom's point of view, she just walked in him and his girl cuddling under some blankets. New fetish unlocked. Drove down to Arkansas from Canada for a booty call with a guy I met in a cam chat room on September 10, 2001. Reply: good thing you drove. Answer: oh man, you don't know the half of it. Might as well divulge a little more of the story. I had some time off and some money, so I figured I'd go on a road trip. Might as well incorporate a booty call. Thing is, the guy was getting a booty call visit from another girl from Canada just before I arrived. I knew about her and she knew about me. It was cool, but we had never met on the campsite. I stayed in a hotel on September 10th that was about a 6-hour drive away. His other booty call was scheduled to fly back the next morning. Woke up on the 11th seeing the news. Called and asked if he still wanted me to come. Said yes. I headed down. His other girl got on her flight. When I arrived, she was already gone, but her flight got grounded in, I don't remember. Somewhere a few hours drive away. They were all getting a bus and heading back to Arkansas. She couldn't get back to Vancouver, so she came back to his house. As much as I wish I could say the next day was sexy, it was just hella awkward. I hit the road next day, and by the time I got to the border, they didn't really seem to care too much about a Canadian leaving the States. Typical Romeo and Juliet balcony scene, but the girl I was courting wanted me to insert her front door doorknob in my ass so she could touch my ass in the morning. As I was about to wrap my butt cheeks around her front door's doorknob, her father comes out and sees me flashing him. When I was in 7th, I was going out with a girl to the dance. Since this was my first physical interaction with a woman, I creamed my pants while we cuddling. I tried to act normal until I got home. Reply: it was me, Barry. I traveled back in time and jerked you off at super speed, making you think you came at just a woman's touch. My goals are beyond your understanding. January 2020, I had just moved to a large city for a new job. I was unable to secure housing ahead of time, so spent a month couch hopping between a few different apartments of my friends. Because I was staying in friends' living rooms in small apartments, I didn't have anywhere to wank it. I decided one night to check out a 24-per-hour adult theater. I get to this place and there are multiple transient and sketchy looking people hanging around outside and in the building. The main floor had some sex toys and porn DVDs, and there were various booths with private screens upstairs. I got to my booth to find empty beer cans, cigarette butts and a grocery bag on the ground. I was hesitant, but lubed up anyways and starting cranking it. It couldn't have been 2 minutes into my sesh before someone starts banging on the door to my booth. Open up, I can't find my Tina. I hear a man call. I don't care what kind of nasty shit you watching, I just need my Tina. Tina is meth, for those of you who don't spend time in porn theaters. He sounded like he was getting angry, so I put on my boxers, opened the door and let this homeless dude into the booth with my porn still playing as he rummaged through the grocery bag that was left behind. It was nowhere to be found and I just wanted to blow my load and get the fuck out of there at this point. Finally he left, and somehow I still had it in me to finish up. The post-nut guilt and clarity I had as I walked through the hallway full of junkies and listened to dozens of moans coming from various booths was insane. I still went back a week later. Thank you for listening to another B-Town Reddit Stories episode. Hit the subscribe button and check out our channel for more stories. Let us know your opinion about this topic in the comments.